Hello, my name is Eric Pennington. Welcome to today's post on the Epic Living blog. This is a little different. We're using video today, and we're going to try to do this more often. I really enjoy doing it. So bear with me as I make my way through communicating in a verbal and audio manner. Today's post is a little bit about life. It's a little bit about career. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, it's about what goes into making that up. I've always believed that leadership is sort of like a mosaic painting. It's made up of very intricate things that create one larger thing, the final product, the final view. What is that? So with that, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of running from things and running to things. I touched on this a little bit some time ago when I was experimenting with this video thing, and I really didn't like the way it came out, so I ditched the post, and maybe only a few of you saw it. But today, I want to elaborate on what I mean when I talk about running from and running to. I've written posts about choices and about how what we choose tends to define what our life will look like. In career, that could be the vocational background of accounting, finance, could be healthcare, could be technology. You make a choice to go down those paths. Now, some of us make those choices based on things that are really probably not the soundest ways, and that would be, for example, just because it's a well-paying position or that it might have some prestige. And the reason why is because those things never really last. They don't hold much. They do for the moment, but they always leave you wanting more. Versus people who choose to go into those particular areas because they have a deep passion for it and they very much enjoy doing it. It fits their wiring. And oftentimes what I found is that those two different choices that people make create this running from, running to idea. Usually those who make decisions and choices based on things that really don't hold that weight, as I mentioned, sort of like money and prestige, those are people that tend to find themselves running from something. Because what happens is if you could imagine for a moment that you were taking a trip to the West Coast and you lived in New York City. So naturally you're going to be traveling west. But let's say sometime around the time that you hit, say, Iowa, you discover or determine, you know what, I never really wanted to go to California. I shouldn't go there. It doesn't fit who I am. And you're faced with this big choice. Do I turn around and backtrack to get back east and maybe eventually realize as I'm doing that really I'm supposed to be going south? Or do I just pretend that or accept my fate and just go west anyway? And maybe convince myself because of the money, because of the prestige, that it's what I'm supposed to do. So you see, what creates a situation there is one where you are consistently finding things to try to replace what truly should be there. So in turn, there's a running from. The running from who you are, the running from the destiny that actually God gave you from before the beginning of time. So from that standpoint, there's also the running to. There's those people who you meet who maybe they're in the arts, for example, who just knew that they had to be in that there was a part of them that couldn't fully function without expressing themselves in an artistic way, be it dance, be it music, be it painting. Those people tend to be those of vision, and they tend to see life from the perspective of the run to, meaning I've got to get to this, I have to accomplish this before I die. So you see, life is made up of those two dynamics, the running from and the running to. I think you see my correlation. When you get to the end of your days, you'll want to be in a position where the majority of life was made up of the things you were running to versus the things you were running from. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.